everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marsha. Today I'm going to share a recipe with you, and it is called chicken and gravy. I'm excited to show you this, so let's get started. Now I know families are very busy nowadays, and if you're like me, when my kids were little, I just got tired of running through the drive-thru. I hated that. I tried to always have something at home for my kids because it's just better. It's better for them, it's better for everybody. So anyway, this is a quick and easy thing that you can have in just a few minutes. Now I'm doing some more rotisserie chicken. I've done a couple of other recipes with rotisserie chicken, and this is part of one. I did. I pulled pulled the skin and the bones and shredded it up. It's probably about a cup, maybe a cup and a half. And that's all you're gonna need. I'm just doing a smaller recipe for demonstration. Now I've got a half a stick of butter in here, and it's melting in my skillet. I'm trying to get a head start on this so it don't take so long for you guys. All right, now we're going to make some chicken gravy to go with this. So I have 2 cups of low sodium chicken broth. I have some poultry seasoning, salt, pepper, and I have a little garlic powder, and we're gonna put all that in when we get started. And then I've got 1/4 cup of self-rising flour, all right? That's what you need to make this gravy. And it takes a minute, and basically this is just my basic gravy recipe. I've cut it in half because of, we don't need to make as much. Now if you had more chicken and you wanted to do the full recipe, you could. The only difference with my gravy is I do a stick of butter, a 1/2 cup of flour, and then I use 4 cups of evaporated milk. I take a can of evaporated milk and then fill it back all the way up with water to 4 cups. That's how I do my white gravy, but since we're making chicken gravy, I'm going to use chicken broth. I need to make sure I got I think I got just a little bit a little less than 2 cups. Let me go a little further here. Trying to get this exactly right. A little more. Now, I used to try to make gravy myself, just throwing it in with the grease and all that, but don't work good for me. So I had to find a recipe for gravy that was foolproof, that worked every time, and this is. All right, now my butter's sizzling, so I'm gonna go ahead and add, that's a 1/2 stick of butter, and I'm gonna go ahead and add 1/4 cup of flour. I'm gonna move it around, and I'm gonna add some seasoning to it. I gotta get this in there. And I'm cooking this like on medium high, guys. You want it to go on medium high. And it takes a few minutes. I feel like I got something on my arm. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Yeah, and you want all the lumps of the flour out, and you want that raw flour taste to cook out, so just keep stirring it and get that until it's smooth, okay? It's looking good, and it's sizzling really good on this eye. Now I'm gonna add a little salt, not too much. And I have the low sodium chicken broth. If you were using regular, I would not add salt. And I'm gonna do quite a bit of black pepper, because we like peppery gravy. And like I said, this is chicken gravy. This is not white gravy. And then I'm gonna add a dash of garlic powder. A few little dashes. We love garlic in our house. And then I'm using poultry seasoning. You don't have to use this. You can totally omit it if you want it spicy. Just a few shakes of that. You could use whatever seasonings you want. Now that poultry seasoning, you can really smell it. It's going to change the color of your gravy a little bit, and that's okay, but I just did a few sprinkles of that in there because you want that flavor in there. All right, and we're going to cook this just a couple of minutes just to get the raw flour taste out. That's all there is to it. That's all you have to do with gravy. In this ratio, it turns out every time you do equal parts butter, flour, and then you do whatever liquid you want. And like I said, if you're halving it, you're doing 1/2 stick of butter and 1/4 cup of self-rising flour, you do 2 cups of liquid. If you're doing a full stick, you do 4 cups of liquid and the half of that. All right. All right, that looks like it's browning up, so I'm gonna add my chicken broth. Okay. And that had been in the refrigerator, so it's gonna cool it down a little bit. I could have probably heated it up a little bit, or you can do it at room temperature. Now this is going to take a minute to get back, so let's keep it on the eye, see what we can do with it. And you don't have to be afraid, guys, to do gravy. You just don't have to be afraid. Now that's starting to dissolve in there. Now this is going to have to come to a boil, and as it starts to boil, it will thicken up. And it's going to make this beautiful, beautiful gravy, and we're going to add our chicken in there. Now, this particular chicken and gravy, you can serve it however you want. We like to serve it over mashed potatoes. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. Is I've made some instant potatoes just for demonstration, but you can make homemade mashed potatoes. You can go ahead and put your potatoes on while you're doing this. We're going to get that going. And you're just going to stir it continuously, because once it starts boiling, it is going to thicken up, okay? And this might be a little bit more of a longer video, and I'm sorry, some things cannot be done in 2 minutes. I've said that before. Now, this is way quicker than, you know, any other thing, and the rotisserie chicken makes it a lot faster for you. All right, here we go. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to step over to the microwave, because I'm going to put this in the microwave for like, I don't know, 45 seconds just to get the chill off this, because this is cold rotisserie chicken. Now, if you're bringing it straight home from the grocery store, then you won't have to do that. But I want to turn this off, then I'm going to come back after I microwave this, and then we're going to get this thickened up the rest of the way, and I'm going to put it together. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. All right, my gravy is beginning to thicken up. My chicken just got done in the microwave. I just did 45 seconds just to get the chill off of it. Let me go grab it. Oh, sorry, biscuit. All right. My little puppy dog was over here, and now this is starting to thicken up. I don't know if you can see that, but it's slowly starting to thicken up. And when it gets to the consistency that you want, you're going to add your chicken. This is getting really close. We're almost there. This is a good comfort meal on a cold night. I know we're in springtime, but there's going to be a few evenings where we're having a cold spell. So like when we have blackberry winter, or if you have a dogwood winter or blackberry winter, it gets cold, this will be a good supper, quick supper. It's getting real close, because I'm going to turn this eye down just a little bit, because I don't want it to go too far. All right. Okay, let me get a spoon so y'all can see the consistency of this. I turned it down to low. That's the consistency of the gravy. Now, we're going to add our chicken in. And like I said, I warmed it up to take the chill off of it in the microwave, because I didn't want to, you know, ruin it. All right, we're going to let this go a couple more minutes. I'm going to turn it down a little more, because it's thick. I'm telling y'all guys, this is delicious over mashed potatoes. I've had it, and it's so flavorful and so good. All right, let me grab my mashed potatoes. I made me some little instant ones. Like I said, you can make homemade. That's what I normally do, but I'm just doing this for demonstration. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me get me a plate. Little plate. All right, I'm gonna stick this over here at the sink. Get me a spoon, a couple of spoons here. All right, guys, this is so delicious. It is so good. I'm gonna show y'all up close what it's looking like. See that? And the longer it sits, guys, the thicker it will get. Now, but this is about the right consistency that you would want to serve it over mashed potatoes. All right. Like I said, these rotisserie chickens, man, they make some good things. All right, I always doctor my mashed potatoes up a little bit. I said did instant. They're not as good as real, but I'm going to do a little dollop of that. These mashed potatoes, and I added some salt and pepper, butter, you know, things like that to it. Then we're going to get us a spoonful of this chicken gravy and have that right on top. And that is your dinner. Now, this may sound weird, but I love cranberry sauce. And I like to eat some cranberry sauce on the side with this, because it is so good. So let's give it a taste. It's going to be very hot, hotter than Satan's toenails, but we're going to try it. And if there's any, like if you want to add onion powder, if you want to add more garlic, like I said, whatever seasoning you want, but this is just what I found, like poultry seasoning, garlic, salt, pepper, that's all you need. So yummy, guys. So much flavor. That chicken is moist. That gravy's delicious. Guys, you need to try this. This is a quick, like I said, and let me tell you about rotisserie chicken. You can buy one. They're $7, $8, $9, depending on what store you go to. But if you go to the cold section in the deli, they will have yesterday's rotisserie chickens marked down to like $3 or $4. It's just as good. They just can't keep it hot for the next day. So get a cold one and tear it up because, it doesn't matter if you're wanting to save money. So you got to have flour, butter, chicken broth. These are like $1.50 a can. Get you a cheap rotisserie chicken, cut you up some potatoes, make mashed potatoes. You can have a meal for your whole family in under $10, okay, for your whole entire family. And this is great. So I hope you try this. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Meals with Marsha. And don't forget that everything you need and how to make this is going to be in the description. God bless, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.